I'm Maureen.
And I'm Matthew, and we are the summer caretakers here on Seguin Island Light.
It is one of the oldest lighthouses in Maine. It was commissioned by George Washington in 1795. There's been a lighthouse on the island since then. There's been a few different iterations of the lighthouse. It was wooden at the start. They replaced it with a stone lighthouse in the early 1800s. And then 1857 was when these structures were built, and the main lighthouse that holds the large first order Fresnel lens that is still in place today.
When we talk about first order, we're talking about the size of the lens. So it's the largest Fresnel lens that they made for lighthouses, and a lot of them don't exist anymore. As lighthouses have been decommissioned, the lighthouse lenses were given away, or they've just disappeared and we don't know where they've been. This lens has been in continuous use since 1857, and it magnifies the light inside up to 500 times. So with just one lamp, you can throw 20 miles out to sea.
This tower was built for that Fresnel lens that was basically saving lives all over the world, and it became evident that Seguin needed that, given the increased commercial traffic in that part of the 19th century. It was made in Paris, France, and imported, as many of the other early lenses were. The French had a really good formula for making that clear glass, and they also knew the complexities of the mathematics of bending light and refracting it into that perfect focal plane. And that's what's up there now, and it's a great legacy that's the largest lens in active navigational use north of Block Island, between Block Island and Canada. We are the highest navigational aid on the coast of Maine, not because it's a high tower, but because we're at 180 feet above sea level. It's an unusual geology in the island. It's got a very distinctive silhouette.
It's still used by sailors and by fishermen, but I think even more importantly than that, there's the historical aspect, and then there's the local cultural aspect. So anybody who's a sailor or a boater, they have an affinity for their local lighthouse. You know, it's the last thing you see when you leave, and it's the first thing you see when you come home. And it becomes like a big part of the experience of being out on the water.